Hello and welcome to the webinar this evening. Thank you so much for coming along. Oh, it's going to be an exciting night. We've got lots of people here this evening and we've got a lot of stuff to cover. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm recording this webinar and that all systems are a go. Okay, a second. Right. Hi, I'm Kerry Fitzgibbon and welcome to this webinar. I'm really excited to have you all here tonight because I'm going to show you the very latest marketing technique that is light years ahead of any other marketing strategy that I've been trying lately. I've been doing it in my own business and that of my clients. Now, it's really helped. Opt-in rates for free offers have more than doubled. Conversion rates for sales have increased anywhere from 2 to 15 times, and that's even when we put the price up. And marketing costs have dropped to less than half. And in some cases, costs have dropped by over 90%. And the really great news is it's actually quite simple to implement once you understand the system, which is what I'm going to go over in the next 60 minutes, okay? So we'll be covering why Facebook strategies that were working just 12 months ago are now out of date, costly, and ineffective. Also, the 7 steps to market your business the right way on Facebook. Now, it is heaps different to what most businesses are doing, okay? And I'm going to give you loads of examples of businesses who are really nailing it using these strategies, okay? So, for those that have not met me before we get underway, if you haven't met me, let me tell you a little bit about who I am and why you should listen to me. You see, it's my job to make you more money, okay? But I guess what I'm best known for is I work with businesses all over the world and I help them implement the latest Facebook marketing strategies. What I'm about to show you, not many others in the Facebook marketing space are doing or teaching, okay? My main focus is really on using Facebook to make money, not just friends. And yes, I know it's a social network, so to speak, but my job is really to help people use Facebook to make money so that they can really grow their businesses, okay? I'm trained as a journalist and I've worked in print, radio and TV for over 10 years. And I guess some of the skills that I learned as a journalist have been able to get me to where I am with my Facebook marketing, okay? So what I do is I research, I test, and I pick the things that work and I use, we'll be teaching you those things. And I also do that with my clients as well. And I've studied, implemented and coached others in social media marketing really over the last 7 years. But I guess the most important thing is I specialize in helping people build reliable, sustainable, scalable income streams from Facebook, not just one-off promos, okay? So if you are looking at building a long-term, sustainable, scalable business, then you are really going to love this. But let's just start out with a little bit of a poll. I just want some interactive webinar this one's going to be, okay? So I just would like to sort of know where you're all at the moment so that I can sort of gauge the way I'm going to teach you how to do Facebook marketing the right way, okay? So now, you'll see you'll have a little control panel. It's over on the right-hand side of your screen, okay? In that control panel, you can type in and chat to me. Now, if you want to ask questions throughout the webinar, that's fine, but because I'm a one-man band holding this webinar this evening, I won't be able to get to your questions to the end, okay? But we'll be sticking around for a while, answering a whole heap of questions at the end. But if you want to pop them in, and then at the end, we'll go through them. But you'll see the chat box there. So here's my question for you, okay? If you are a complete newbie, okay? Now, what I mean by newbie is you are not currently using Facebook, okay? I know it's crazy to think there might be someone in the world not doing this, but this could be you. We've had a couple on the webinars before. If you're not using, haven't used Facebook before, please type newbie into the chat box for me, please. If you are a social Facebook user, so you haven't yet got a business page, but you have a social Facebook account, please type in social. If you currently have a Facebook business page, okay, type in page into that chat box. And if you're currently running Facebook ads, write Facebook ads for me, or FB ads, so that I know where you're at. And if you're like me and you're making lots of money from Facebook, just want to upskill a little bit with this webinar, then put in a whole heap of dollar signs for me, okay? Right, so let's check some of your answers here. Okay, let's pick the right one. I've got a hand coming up already, or two or three. There we go. Okay, excellent. Haven't, user, page, ads, page, ads, social, page, ads. Alrighty-o, a whole heap of answers here. Okay, so we mainly have a split between, still coming through, okay, a split between ads and pages, but no one yet making heaps of money. Great. So my aim here is to get you to the other end with some of the stuff I'm going to teach you tonight so that you can be making lots of money using Facebook. Okay, we've got a few more coming through. Ads, page, ads. Excellent. Okay, let's get ready to rock and roll. So why Facebook? Now, I want to share with you specifically, and I know you're on this webinar because you probably already know the answer to this, but I want to share with you some of the stats with Facebook purely because I really seriously think it is the #1 channel for really growing your business and making sales and making money online, okay? Why? Well, because it is the #1 website in the world, okay? 7 out of 10 website users are on Facebook. So no, it doesn't matter what business you're in. It doesn't matter what type of client you're going to, want to attract. They will be on Facebook. The world's top brands are on Facebook. Now, why are the world's top brands there? Well, because they know it works. One of the little exercises I'd like you to try after this webinar and over the next few days is go and research some of the top brands in your industry, okay? Or if you haven't got top brands in your particular industry, just go and research some of the top brands. The reason why I'm saying that is sometimes I'll look at what the top brands are doing and I'll think about how can I do something similar in my business, okay? Or scale it down and do something similar in my business. They spend millions of dollars on research, right? So if they're doing it, they've spent the money on the research to know it works, you should be jumping on board that as well, okay? More than 1 billion people access Facebook via their mobile device, right? Now, the really cool thing about that is Facebook, some of the strategies that I'm going to show you here today work really, really well on mobile device, but on other channels, they don't so much, okay? So Facebook works extremely well when you're marketing your business on mobile device and is really, really responsive for that. So that's fantastic with all those people that are accessing it via mobile. And in fact, I manage, over my time, thousands of Facebook accounts. And one of the things that you can see when you look in the back end of Facebook is you can see actually people that like the page, how they're accessing Facebook, okay? So if I've got a business page and I'm managing it, I can have a look at the main way people are accessing that page. Now, in some industries, over 99% of people access Facebook via their mobile phone. So something for you to check also is your website mobile responsive or optimized? A bit of both, okay? 74% of consumers rely on social media to make purchasing decisions, okay? So you have to be there on Facebook because it's no longer trusting a newspaper ad, so to speak. We're talking and we're asking our friends, okay? New products are now discussed first on Facebook. Why? Because it's actually cheaper to launch your product on Facebook than mainstream media. But not only that, you can also do market research. You can get feedback before you roll it out big time. How cool would it be to actually find out exactly what your client wants before you go and spend the money on developing it? And I'm going to show you how I was able to do that as well, okay? But the thing is, with Facebook being the #1 website in the world where the majority of the people are hanging out, in fact, the statistics say that people on average check their Facebook feed over 15 times a day. Whew. That's pretty cool that you can get in front of people over, that are checking their status over 15 times a day. But here's what's really scary. And I guess this is why you guys are with me tonight. Most business owners are doing Facebook wrong. Now, I see this time and time again because I have people come to me daily saying, I had someone managing my Facebook account. This is what happened. Can you please take a look at it because, it's been closed down, or I haven't got the results, or, whatever else. And I'll go and look and I'll just cringe at what's happening with Facebook, Facebook business pages and stuff like that. So one of my missions here tonight is to really set it straight so that more people actually can really embrace Facebook and grow your business on Facebook and do it the right way. But let's go through some of the wrong ways to do Facebook. And I want to do this just so that you can sort of have a look and go, aha, this is the way I'm doing it. Oh dear, I better change it. Then we're going to go through the right way to do Facebook, okay? Cool. So people focus on building likes, okay? Now, that is perfectly fine. I'm a huge fan, so to speak, of building likes, but here's what they're doing wrong. They get lots of likes at the lowest cost possible, right? Now, this can results in lots of poorly targeted fans. So they go really, really broad, get a whole heap of fans or likes on their page, but they are poorly targeted. Some people still to this day go and pay someone on a freelancing type of site $200 for 1,000 likes, okay? This results in lots of poorly targeted fans, okay? Then what happens as a follow-on effect of that is they start posting, and then they're focusing on the reach of the post, right? But you see, if you've got poorly targeted fans, the reach of your post won't reach people because people won't want to interact with it because they're poorly targeted in the first place, okay? So the reach is poor since the fans are poorly targeted. The next thing they do is they go, whoa, I've got to get my posts out to more people. So they try and increase the engagement, okay? Because we know that the more people that engage with your post, like, comment, share, or time on post, the more Facebook will show that post to more and more people that it thinks it's relevant to, so aka your fans or the people that like your page, okay? But here's the deal. If people aren't interacting with it, well, you've got to build that up. So they try and increase the engagement. Now, what they do is they use irrelevant photos, videos, and memes. So we're talking our cat pictures, right? But people may respond. So they'll go, oh, wow, I posted a cat picture and I got, 20 or 30 or 40 people like it, and then it reached thousands of people. Fantastic. But they're not truly engaged with your brand, okay? If your brand isn't nothing to do with cats, then perhaps that's not what you should be posting, unless you can make it relevant, okay? There's ways to do that, but so you're building bad likes, you're focusing on reach, but because the fans are poorly targeted, you're not going to get the reach, so you try and increase the engagement by posting irrelevant content. People don't engage with your brand, and then you try and sell stuff, okay? But here's the deal. Sales are low because the fans are poorly targeted and not truly engaged, okay? And I can see some of you guys sitting there at home nodding your head and going, oh dear. Right. The result of that is lots of effort for very little return, okay? But there is a much better way to do Facebook marketing. And I want to share with you some of the businesses that I've helped do Facebook marketing the right way. And I'm going to go through these list of businesses, and then I'm going to go through the step-by-step process with you on how you can do it the right way. And at the end of this webinar, I'm going to show you how I can help you do Facebook marketing the right way with my help. Okay, so I've worked with a business, jeweler store. It's Pattern Place Jewelers, and I started working with them last year. Now, they didn't have an email list, and they didn't have a Facebook page initially, okay? So we set up a Facebook page, but one of my first aims was to get, the local people in the area to come and like that page that were interested in jewellery. So we set up a really highly targeted like campaign, and the likes of people in the area started growing, right? Then what we did is we held a sale. So it was a half price renovation sale for this business, okay? But we wanted to build a list at the same time. So what we did, instead of just advertising the sale, come on to the store, we advertised the sale, drive them to a landing page like this that said receive $10 off. We would love to offer you a further discount off your next purchase. Just enter your details below to view the discount code. So we started building a list as well. So not only did we drive people to the store, we built a list, okay? Now the result of this particular campaign, and the campaign ran for around about 2 weeks, I think it was. It was about 2 weeks, was they made over $128,000, okay? And what they were finding is people were actually even coming from the other side of town to this particular jewelry store because they had seen them on Facebook, and that's unheard of, okay? I also worked with a company, in fact, Sam was sitting on this webinar a year ago, or similar webinar a year ago. He enlisted my help and then put things into action, okay? So Sam owns, I think it's 3 different hair salons up in the Sunshine Coast, and he currently spends, I think it's around about $200 to $400 a week on Facebook ads, and now makes over $4,000 a week as a direct result of the Facebook advertising, which I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Now, I worked for a company called Fruity. Fruity sell high-end juices and blenders, sort of more restaurant-grade juices and blenders, okay? Now, one of the strategies that I'm going to show you later in the webinar is a strategy that we used with this business to make an extra $33,000 a month from Facebook advertising and cutting their costs per conversion massively. But I'm going to show you that case study further on in the webinar as well, okay? I work with a couple called Andrew and Daryl Grant. Now, they help people grow online businesses, and they hold several workshops a year, and I help fill their events for them, okay? So we run webinars like this and events, and I help a lot of their clients as well. Now, on one particular workshop, which we thoroughly tracked, just from running Facebook ads, they got extra attendees from that, and from those attendees made an extra $110,000. So if you are running events or webinars, then you really need to listen to more of what I'm teaching here this evening as well. If you are a real estate agent, and I know I usually have some real estate agents on my webinars, Campbell is a client and a really good friend of mine and an awesome estate agent on the Gold Coast. Had no social media presence at all. We started him up in Facebook within a couple of weeks. Someone saw his posts on Facebook and some of his ads on Facebook and came to his open home. They loved what he was doing, and they listed their property with him because they loved what he was doing on Facebook, and that was a $1.2 million listing, okay? If you're a real estate agent, you know the importance of that. And this is my business, okay? I have an international clothing brand called Marathon Girl. It's trademarked here in Australia, but I sell it all over the world now. I want to share with you a little bit about how this business started, so that I can, because basically what I'm showing you here tonight is exactly how I started this business, okay? But Run Marathon Training, which is my Facebook business page for this business, started a couple of years ago. And it started with me teaching people, actually I think it was 3 years ago, teaching people over 30 days how they could set up research a niche and set up a Facebook page and make money from that Facebook page within 30 days. So I videoed myself a day after day for 30 days setting up this entire business, okay? What I didn't know at the time, so within about day 20 or 30, I sold my first affiliate programs on this page, right? That went to me developing my own marathon training programs. I'm also a marathon runner, by the way. Marathon training programs, which I had someone else write for me. Then 2 nutritional programs, which I now sell online as well. Then it went to merchandise. What's really, really great about this is I sold, first of all, crowdfunding t-shirts. Then all my fans were asking me for proper running tops. So I sourced the running tops, pre-sold them, and sold out of my first shipment before I even paid for them. And I did that time and time again. I now have Never Mess with a Woman Who Runs 42.2 kilometers just for fun. 26.2 miles in the States. I have half marathon ones, so 21.1 kilometers and 13.1 miles. I now have white ones as well. I went to the US and ran the Boston Marathon last month, I think it was, April. Yes, last month. Did a fantastic time there and just dropped off a whole big shipment of tops there for my American distributor because they're becoming more and more famous over there as well. Okay, I make $6,000 to $8,000, actually closer to $8,000 a month selling these tops on Facebook, and I'm going to go through the technique of that in this webinar. But the really, really cool thing is I actually really only spend maybe 10 hours a month on this particular business. I have other people doing the picking and the dispatching and whatever else. To be honest, it's not even really that long a month that I spend on this business, okay? So how would you like a business that you could make $8,000 a month and spend, just under 10 hours a week? Yep. Put your hand up if that's you, because I'm going to show you those strategies here this evening. Awesome. We've got quite a few hands up there. Good to see. Well, let's roll on. I want to share with you actually another story because this is really, really cool. So I hold 3-day workshops. I've got another 3-day workshop coming up in September. 3 days immersed in Facebook, teaching you a lot about this stuff. I will share with you at the end how you can get an invitation to that. But I held one last year in October and the year before as well. And Petra came along to my workshop 2 years ago. And then she came up on stage this last year to share her success. And here's her success. So I'm just going to read out what she said at my workshop. I'm a beauty therapist with a passion for natural therapies. I have an e-commerce business selling a natural teeth whitener called War Paint. I started on social media just 18 months ago. Before that, I didn't even know what a like was. I attended Kerry's Facebook workshop a year ago, and Kerry helped me set up my business on Facebook. My daughters also helped me with Instagram. I've now been selling for 10 months. In month 3, I did 30,000 in sales. Last month, I did 65,000. I'm now selling in 55 countries and have a distributor in the UK. I'm a 2015 finalist in the Richard Branson Entrepreneur Business Builders Awards, and I'm in the top 1% in social media sales for businesses under 12 months old. Based on orders I have in the pipeline, I'll do over $1 million next year. And she didn't know what a like was a year before. She came, she saw, she implemented the strategies, okay? So let me show you the strategies. This is how I'm going to show you step by step the right way to do Facebook marketing, okay? And there are 7 steps to this. So we'll just start out with step 1, okay? So the first step is really setting up and optimizing your Facebook page, okay? So you want to set it up with a really good cover photo and a thumbnail picture. Now, I always suggest that your cover photo on Facebook highlights your product or service, okay, with a call to action, whatever you want that to be. So that could be to go shop, call us, or whatever it is. Your profile picture. So that's the thumbnail that follows you around Facebook. Well, I prefer to do a logo come face, so image of myself combination. The reason why is people do business with people, okay, not with just a business. So you really want to give that personal touch. So if you have not got a face for radio, then I suggest, and you are happy to put your face to your business, then I suggest you do a profile picture with your face and your logo of your business on there as well. So you guys would have probably seen my Facebook business page because you've joined this webinar, okay? You run a like campaign. Now, a proper like campaign, and I'm going to go into that in more detail. And then we set up an opt-in page. Some of you guys might call it a landing page, but a page on your website that has a valuable free gift. Now, I'm going to go into those steps in a little bit more detail so you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So let's go into creating effective like ads. And you know how before I said one of the biggest mistakes businesses make is setting up a like campaign and focusing on quantity over quality, okay? I'm going to show you how you can do the opposite way around, but still get low cost ads, but get high quality of people, okay? So you have an image and a call to action to like the page, okay? So love running marathons, like us. The step right here, right now, is only to get them to like your page. You're not getting them to buy your stuff. You're not getting them to opt into a list. The only thing you want them to do in this particular instance is come on and put their hand up to say, I'm interested in what you do, aka like your page. That's the very first step, okay? We then want to create and manage it inside Ads Manager. Now, the reason why I mention this step is if half of you guys already have, guys and gals, already have a Facebook business page. When you set that Facebook business page up, especially if you've done it in the last year or so, along the setup process, Facebook says, would you like to promote your page? Now, heaps of people go, yes, and all of a sudden they're running an ad, okay? Not the best way to do it. Or every now and again, Facebook will pop up a reminder, would you like to promote your page? And it's so easy to do it from your page. Don't. Facebook makes it easy, but you'll find that that you'll end up costing more and you won't get as good quality likes. Always manage your ads inside the Ads Manager, okay? So that's where we want to go in a manager. We always have, well, at least initially, 2 ads running to split test. And we generally split test with different images to start with, okay? And there's a specific way that I do this, but don't just put one campaign up or one ad up and expect that, that's going to be the perfect one. You need to split test them to find out, and always trying to beat the control. Run the campaign for up to 10 days with a daily budget of $5, okay? This is what I do when I'm first setting up a business or when I'm setting up a first like campaign. I'll split test it for 10 days, trying to beat the control with a daily budget of $5, okay? What we are looking for over this 10 days is we're looking for ads that have a high relevancy score, okay? So Facebook introduced the relevancy score again in the last year, which it gives you a 10 out of 10 for being a highly relevant ad. So right image, right audience, right copy, or to none of the above at a 1 out of 10, okay? So now the only time though that I take a relevancy score into consideration will be in a like campaign, because I've seen a direct correlation between having a high relevancy score, so a 10 out of 10, to a lower cost per like. If I'm running a list building ad or an ad to drive people to convert or buy, the relevancy score does not matter as much to me, okay, because I have seen at times a high relevancy score but lower conversions, okay? So just keep that in mind for you guys, and I know some of you guys have run ads before. Keep that in mind when you're running your ads, okay? So who are we advertising to in the initial stages? Right, so if your business is brand new, initially you have to advertise to an interest-based audience, okay? So for instance, if we're talking about my marathon runners, that would be people that are interested in the Boston Marathon, the Gold Coast Marathon, the Brisbane Marathon, the New York Marathon, and so on, okay? I'm not going to advertise to marathon runners as a broad interest. I'm going to advertise to pages that they are interested in. So Boston Marathon page, Gold Coast Marathon page, Melbourne Marathon page, and so on, okay? Notice the difference, right? If you have an existing database already, so you've got emails, then you can upload them into Facebook, okay, and advertise to them as well to get them to come across and like your page as well, okay? If they more touches that you can have on someone, the more invested in your business they are, the more likely they are to convert, and convert at a lower cost. So if you've got them on your database, you want them to like your page. If they like your page, then you want them on your database, okay? I'm going to show you how to do this shortly, right? So I just want to show you an example of a couple of different ads and split testing them. So Here is an ad to get people to come and like your page. Here's a client of mine, and she runs a Samoyed Haven, and it's an amazing page for Samoyed lovers, right? And it's simple. Love Samoyed dogs like us, adorable photos, helpful tips. This is a Samoyed Haven. Now, this particular ad had an 8 out of 10 relevance score. Now, usually someone might go, well, that's actually okay. That's still relatively high, okay? But we were paying 28 cents to get someone to like this page. Now, again, in some industries or in some niches, 28 cents a like is really, really good. In fact, business to business, generally really, really good. In a really local area, so small local, generally this would be a really, really good cost. But because this was run to an international audience, and it's a passion page, so it's more about people being passionate rather than business to business, I would expect the cost to get a like to be a lot less, okay? So we did a split test on this ad, and this was the next one we ran, okay? Now, within a few days after running this image, same wording, same audience, same everything, just different image, 10 out of 10 relevancy score. And we dropped down to 6 cents to get a like, okay? So really that highlights the importance of split testing, and really, I guess, so really, split test, because you just never know, you might be able to do better, okay? Now, just to give you an example of my page, one of my very first ads was turn your Facebook marketing efforts into profits like us. Now, that's perfectly fine. I got a few likes and stuff. I think I was paying around about 60 to $1 something a like. To get someone to like my page. In fact, I think initially it was over $1, right? So I just thought I would do something a little bit outside the box. Now, although I have, all different types of clients and whatever else, I wanted to attract people that were sort of a little bit more like me. So break into a bit of a niche, okay? And anyone who knows me knows I have a big passion for high heels, or for shoes especially. So I just wanted to play with it a little bit. And this is just, I hope you take out of this to think outside the square sometimes, okay? So start out on the right foot with your Facebook marketing and advertising like us. This dropped me down to between 18 cents and around about 21 cents to get a like. Now, that is really, really good in my particular industry, my niche, and I'm perfectly happy with that, and I get really, really good return on investment on paying that, okay? And they are highly qualified likes as well, okay? Now, the purpose of running these particular campaigns is really not what you think, okay? It is to help you identify your avatar, okay? Now, your avatar is the demographics of your ideal client. Once you get up and over 1,000 likes in Facebook, you can go into the back end of the audience insights and really get a really good gauge of who this ideal client is of yours. And the reason why you want to know this is because if you know who your ideal client is, and let's just say it's a 35 to 45-year-old female, okay? Well, an image that you would show to a 35 to 45-year-old female might be different than the image that you would show to the same in a male demographic, okay, for 35 to 45-year-old male. They'll interact slightly different. So you might do a more feminine type of picture with more feminine type of copy, because they will feel like that you are talking directly to them, okay? And that's when you build the trust as well. So once you know who that ideal client is, or your avatar, you can advertise directly to them. And this seriously reduces your ad costs. You might have some idea right now, but this really does help you exactly identify it. And there's time and time again, I've spoken to clients and they've said, nah, it's this age group, this demographic and whatnot. And we've gone and we've found out that that's actually not the case. And they'd actually been doing their marketing slightly skewed to what they thought, okay? So really good to go through this exercise. And yes, a little bit of social proof is great, but please remember it's quality over quantity, most important, okay? So I just also want to show you that screenshot that I took. Now, when you build up the right kind of likes on your page, so people become your fans, so to speak, okay, what we find is these people convert better than a completely cold audience. Why? Because they've already put their hand up to say that they're interested in what you do. So here's an example of a campaign that I ran for a business, and this is to build the list, and I ran to fans and I ran to an interest-based audience. Okay, so we reached more in the interest-based audience. There was more of them, and little less in fans. So this was the reach. This is how many people clicked through to the website. This is how many took action. So we had 23 people take action on the fans and only 7 take action in the interest base. It cost us $2 to get the lead, $2.01 for fans, and it cost us $6.43 to get the same, the interest-based audience, okay? So really, really important to be building up the people to come and like your page, okay? That's their first signal that they are interested in what you do. Right, so step 2 is once we've got identified, got our set up our like campaign, we're starting to identify who our ideal client is, then we really want to start building, I guess, a rapport and engagement, but really here to start taking people back to our website. So we want to post helpful, relevant content on your website, otherwise known as a blog post, okay? It's really cool because you can find out what people want. Once you start building up that fan base on your page or building up those likes, you can really find out what they want and then you can give it to them, okay? So our opt-in page or our sales landing page, our blog page might look something like this, okay? So here's a blog page on my website teaching people how to set up people pages and ad accounts in Business Manager, okay? Now, this was about the time where Business Manager was launched a little bit beforehand, but when Facebook was really trying to push people over to use Business Manager to manage their accounts. And I had a lot of people asking me about it, so I set up a blog post and started driving people to there. Step 3, once you've written some awesome content, you've popped it on your website, you want to put a Facebook pixel on each page of your website to track visitors. This, my friends, is called remarketing, and I'm going to go into more detail about that very, very soon. And I'm also going to show you, like I said at the end of the webinar, how I can help you set all this up as well, okay? So, sorry, I was just checking. I had a message come through. Okay, so let's go into more of what a pixel is. So it's a small piece of code that Facebook gives you, okay? So you don't have to come up with the code yourself. When you put it on your website, what happens is it tags any visitor who might have a Facebook account, okay? Now, whether they're logged into Facebook or not, it will tag them. So you put that code on your website, then you go back into Facebook and you create audiences inside Facebook, depending on which page on your website people have visited, okay? So we want to set up audiences on whether they've come into our opt-in page and then they haven't gone through to our thank you page, okay? So for instance, when you came and registered for my webinar, you also went through to my thank you page as well, and I built an audience of people that have registered for this webinar, okay? When people buy my Marathon Girl tops, they go through to a thank you page, and I can build an audience based on the fact that they've come through to the thank you page, and then I'll show you what you can do with that later. You then set up rules inside Facebook, which instructs Facebook to show different ads to different audiences based on the actions that they've taken. And I'll show you more details about that very, very shortly, okay? So keep that in mind. Step 4 is we're going to run Facebook ads to the people that have come and liked your page. So we're going to call them fans, to go to your website, to give you details or read your content. So we want them to either opt in or come and read our blog post, okay? So the purpose of this step is we want to trigger the Facebook pixel to create a website custom audience, okay? So these are called website visitors, and these people are hot prospects. Why? Well, they've liked your page, they might have opted into your list, but ultimately they've come to your website. They are really, really interested in what you do, okay? You want to build an email list that you can email market to. So if you have put a really interesting blog post on your website and you're driving people to that blog post, you don't ask them necessarily to do anything right then and there, okay? You're driving them to the blog post. Then you can remarket to people that have come to your website and get them onto your list, because it is very important to build a list, okay? You want to build an email list. Then you can upload that into Facebook and use that as a custom audience to advertise to as well, okay? Here's what's really, really awesome. They've come and liked your page. You've driven them to their website where you can build an audience from those people. You can build that audience and then advertise them to come onto your list. And then you can upload that list into Facebook and advertise to that list. So not only are they getting emails from you, they're going to be seeing you all over Facebook. It's like, I guess it gives them the impression that you're a lot bigger than you actually are, and you're absolutely everywhere. It really does start building that relationship and your branding with those clients, okay? We build custom audiences. So we've got our fans, we've now got our email list in there, so that's a database. We've got our website audiences. What you can do after that is you can use these to create a look-alike audience that you can advertise to. A look-alike audience, you might say? A look-alike audience is an audience that is 1% of difference, I guess it is. It is that much the same as any of the above audiences. Facebook is able to match up people that are that similar to your current database or to your current clients. The reason why it knows these things is it knows absolutely everything. It knows the actions that you're taking on Facebook. It knows the actions that your clients are taking off on Facebook. Now knows the actions that they're taking off and on websites. It knows, because of the built-in you've got it on your mobile device when people check in, when they're messaging each other, when they're liking things, and so on and so on and so on. So it's easily able to match up similar audiences. This is a really good audience, the lookalike audience, and again, I'll go in more detail about this when you really do have a small database and not that many people that like your page initially. So before you build your business, okay? So here's an example of an ad that we would run to get people to come to our website. So here's another client that I work for. So discover how to swap work for travel, live with the locals, and make a difference free guide. So grab a free copy now, click here or download. Okay, so this is what the ad would look like. And then they come to a page like this. Okay, so the page pretty much matches the ad. It's a very seamless transaction, okay? So nice, and it's got continuity throughout the ad to the landing page. Here's how you can travel to amazing places anywhere in the world, live with the locals, and really make a difference. And it's far cheaper than traveling like a tourist, okay? Get your free guide now. That's the top of the page, and that's the bottom of the page, okay? And of course, that's mobile responsive and optimized at the same time. So that gets them to come to this page. Now, this page has a Facebook pixel on it. So when they come to this page, it will track that they've come to the page. When they come to the thank you page, it will track that they've come through to the thank you page from here, okay? So we're motoring along, guys. How's the speed going? Okay. Right. We okay? Excellent. I just have a lot to cover. Good, excellent. All right, so I'm getting good feedback here. It can be confusing. Like I said, I'm going to show you how I can help you with this stuff. So we've got step 5. We now want to create highly targeted custom audiences that you can remarket to. So some people call it retargeting. And you may have experienced this yourself. If you've ever gone on to Agoda for travel, they will stalk you around Facebook. You'll start seeing ads based on some of the places that you have visited, okay? But effectively, you can remarket to fans, website visitors, and email list as well, okay? And you can produce lookalike audiences from all of these, okay? So just to go through the types of audiences in a little bit more detail. So you've got fans, like I said, this is the first port of call, I guess, when you're doing your advertising, is really to start building up people to like your page, because it's a really low cost way of finding out who those people are and identifying your avatar. These people have also put their hand up to say, I'm interested in what you do. And it's in a very, very non-threatening way for them, okay? So they don't feel pressured into anything, okay? Then you want to add, another audience that you can advertise to is your custom audience, or your email custom audience. So these are people that are currently on your database. These might even be your clients, okay? You can build a list of those people and build them up in Facebook and advertise them as well. You can advertise to people that come and visit your website and take any action on your website. So if someone comes, if you can drive traffic to your website from multiple different channels, if they have a Facebook account, whether they're logged into it or not, it will tag them. When they log back into Facebook, you could start showing highly targeted ads to those people. And it also works on mobile device, which is one of the only platforms that remarketing can work on mobile devices as well. You can advertise to a look-alike audience. So this, like I said before, is an audience that is so similar to the above audiences, okay? All you need is 100 people in your audience to create a lookalike audience, which will amount up to over 150,000 in Australia. If you're doing it in the US, you know, you can have 1 million people that are very, very similar. So imagine that. You've got people that buy from you right now, and there's over 100 of those people, okay? And you want to find people exactly like those people. Load them into Facebook. It matches those people up with a look-alike audience. And time and time again, I get a really good result from this audience. I love it, okay? Because it really does take a small audience into a lot of people that you can advertise to. You can advertise to people based on the actions that they've taken, okay? So just to give you an example, they visit your landing page, but don't opt in. So they don't give you their name and email address, okay? You can do an ad to them, or put an ad on Facebook that says, hey, I see you came and you looked at my Marathon Girls Guide to Running a Marathon, but didn't grab a copy. It's free. Here's why you need to grab it if you want to cross the finish line safely and having fun with your personal best, okay? Benefit that gets them to come back and take action. You can advertise to people that abandon shopping cart, okay? So 67% of people abandon shopping cart. What I mean by that is they go and add to cart in the shopping process and they don't check out. You might have actually done that yourself. I've done it many times over, okay? And in fact, the stat is 67%. And in fact, the reason why people mainly abandon shopping carts isn't because their house is burning down, the phone is, that someone's called, the baby's crying. It's because of additional hidden costs, okay? So that's why when you have an e-commerce site, sometimes if it's feasible, build your shipping cost into the main cost of that, okay? You'll find it might improve your conversion rate and stop your shopping cart abandonments. But even so, someone abandons your shopping cart, adds to cart, doesn't go through the checkout process, you can run an ad to them, say, see you were shopping and you left your cart behind. Click here to continue to check out, or something like that, and you can lead them straight back through the shopping process, okay? Otherwise, they might be gone and never to come back and buy from you again if they're not reminded, okay? And you can advertise to a behavior-based audience, okay? So this particular audience is awesome, really. you can advertise to people that are currently, if you've got a travel type of business, you can advertise to people that are currently traveling, who like to travel or about to travel. You can advertise to people that are engaged, been engaged 2 months, 1 month. You can advertise to people in the States. You can advertise to people that buy a lot of baby food if you have a baby product, or you can advertise to people that buy a lot of pet food. You can advertise to people that earn over a certain amount of money, that own a house that's over a certain value, that own a certain car. Are you seeing how cool this is? This can all be done inside Facebook if you know how to do it properly, okay? So step 6 is we're going to remarket to these custom audiences, and we're going to go a full circle here because we want to remarket to build our likes and our email lists. So they're real high quality audience or fans and email list, okay? The reason why we want to do this is time and time again, the more touches you have on someone, the more invested in you they are, the more they're likely to buy at a less cost to you, so you get bigger return on investment. And importance of building that list, for every person on your email list, you make it statistically is an extra $1 to $2 a month per person. If they've come from Facebook onto your email list, so they've liked your page and come onto your email list, that's times 6 on that, okay, $6 to $12 per name per month statistically, okay, you can make. But let's go into what remarketing is, okay, and some people call this retargeting, but effectively it's stalking people who visit your website, and based on their action or inaction, showing them highly targeted ads. Everyone needs a good stalker in their life, okay? And like I said, you've probably experienced yourself. You've gone to a website, you've gone back onto the internet and started searching, and all of a sudden pop-ups are appearing based on the website that you've just visited. Or you go into Facebook and the same thing. It's not coincidental, okay? You are being marketed to, and you've probably experienced it. Some of you that registered for this webinar and might have not registered the first time round. The purpose of the remarketing ads really is to target people who have taken a particular action with a very specific tailored ad. So if someone visits your web opt-in page but have not opted in, show them ads about the value of your free gift, okay? So it might be like I said before. I see you came, and in fact, we'll use the webinar one. I see you checked out my webinar registration page on Facebook Remarketing. Here is why you really want to go back and register. Benefit to come back and register. Sometimes I mix it up with a video ad saying, hey, see you came and visited my Facebook remarketing webinar registration page but didn't register. There's several reasons why you didn't do it, but here's why you need to come along if you want to know how to make money using Facebook type of video, okay? You might want to, you can show a certain type of ad up to 7 days, 1 to 180 days after they've visited your website, okay? But you might want to, in those first 7 days, they're really hot, so you might want to do a really good remarketing ad for 7 days, and then you might want to switch it out with something else, and it might even be a customer testimonial. Hey, still not convinced? Here's what others had to say about my program, okay? So if someone has abandoned your shopping cart partway through the buying process, like I said, there's several different reasons why they might want to do this, okay? You can show them ads about the benefits of your product, okay? So just to give you some examples of some remarketing ads. So last year I was privileged enough to share the stage with Richard Branson through one of my clients, Glenn Twiddle. He does real estate training, and he came to me just about, I'm going to say 2 weeks out from Richard Branson's event, and said, right, I've got Richard Branson coming in 2 weeks. We need to advertise it. Now, he'd just come off the back of another massive big event and had already marketed to his list, okay? So they were probably fatigued with the advertising, but we put together a really great campaign and did some remarketing. Want to spend time with Richard Branson? Sorry about that. Want to spend time with Richard Branson? He's coming to Australia next week. Last minute tickets are still available to see Richard Branson and the Titans of Real Estate live on stage. Book now before another agent takes your place. Last chance tickets. So this is what Glenn said about this particular advertising that we did, and then I'll show you the amount of money that we made with some of the remarketing ads. Okay, so at my workshop last year, Glenn sent in this a video saying this about the work that I did for him. A couple of weeks ago, I was host to Richard Branson at one of my events. I had over 1,000 people attend. The reason I'm able to get these sorts of numbers is the help I've had from Kerry Fitzgibbon in my Facebook marketing. Kerry handled it all for me. Her Facebook skills were beyond good. Using her remarketing strategies, the results were incredible. My cost per conversion dropped by over 80%, from $97 to $197 to just $17 to $20 to get someone to come to my seminar. I can't imagine how much money I wasted back when I was doing it myself. I'm really glad I found Kerry and her unique skills on Facebook. So when people came to the registration page and didn't register for the event, they saw this ad. Did life get in the way? Our spies tell us you were checking out the Titans of Real Estate event page but didn't register. Here's your last chance to spend time with Richard Branson and the Titans of Real Estate. Last minute tickets are still available and the event is next week. We did some benefit to get them to come and book. From this event, Glenn made over $500,000 worth of sales during the event and post the event as well, and they were coming through when I spoke to him about the event. Okay, so really cool to get this right and to really do that Facebook remarketing, get some massive results from it. So step 7, the last step here, and a step that some people actually forget to do, which is really surprising, but hey, is sell stuff. Okay, you've done all the hard yards now. These people should absolutely love you. You've built the trust, you've built really high quality audiences, whether they be your fans, your email list, whether they be your website audience, whatever they might be, they are highly qualified by now. So you want to sell stuff, and you can do that by sending out emails or remarketing ads to your custom audiences, okay? I want to show you some examples of the results from these remarketing ads and some of the, like I said, some businesses that I've helped do it the right way. So Nick runs a motorcycle store. And he does it online and predominantly was using Google Ads to sell the motorcycle parts, okay? He was on my webinar as well, sitting pretty much where you guys are right now, and he took action. After taking action, ad costs dropped 23% after remarketing to the website audience. Dropped a further 62% after remarketing to shopping cart abandons, okay? So he had that statistically high shopping cart abandon rate, and they, as you can see, they dropped from that just by getting back in front of those people again, okay? Facebook ads now cost only 1/10 of Google AdWords. In the first 4 weeks, monthly income was up by 46% and doubled since he started remarketing, okay? So fantastic result just by tweaking and doing that remarketing properly. The thing is, and just to give you another example, okay, I went online recently to buy some fairy lights for my children, and I did exactly that. I added to cart, got distracted, disappeared, and completely forgot about it. The only reason why I went back to it is this person was on my webinar and emailed me afterwards and said, "Hey, Kerry, just love what you help just following up after she'd done some stuff on the webinar and that." And I went, "Oh, that's right, I was buying those fairy lights," okay? So she's going to start remarketing, but I would have actually completely forgotten had that email not come through, okay? So another example, so that couple that I was telling you about, some of you guys might have met them before, Andrew and Daryl Grant, were asked by Brett Thompson, who's one of Australia's top copywriters, to help him launch his one of his new products. Now, they were in the middle of advertising a 4-day workshop, so they really didn't want to interrupt their email campaign with this to confuse the list, okay? So what they did say they would do through me is to run a remarketing campaign on Facebook, okay? So here's what we did, okay? Got 112 new leads in 4 days using Facebook remarketing. Now, you probably don't understand this, but I will just show you. So I had a database audience, and it was 85 conversions at $1.76 per conversion, okay? And then there was the look-alike audience. So that's the audience that was similar to this. Still a good result, 27 at $5.56, okay? The result of this campaign over those 4 days was $4,200 worth of profit. And the total spend was $300, okay? So I'm assuming that most people would spend $300 to make $4,200. In fact, you'd do that day after day, wouldn't you? And here's another client that I worked with through and we ran their campaign, Boxing Day campaign, and the results from that were advertising to custom audience and website audience and fans and lookalike audience, but basically spent $300, so this is predominantly a remarketing audience, to make over 15,000, okay? But the really cool thing here is it costs $6 to get that conversion, okay? It cost them only $6, whereas when they were doing it through Google, they were spending anywhere from $80 to just over $100 to get a sale. So massively reducing those costs of advertising, okay? So I was lucky enough also to work with Lauren Clement, and so she teaches people about branding, a lovely, lovely lady. And she came to my workshop last year to share with everyone how I was able to help her. So I just want to share that with you. So I'm doing this stuff that I've just shared with you on the webinar. I'm an author and speaker, and I help people raise their authority. Last year, my books became bestsellers. So I've been doing the speaking circuit, but I was finding it hard to fill my workshops. As soon as Kerry switched on Facebook ads, I had full workshops. I already had a database, and Kerry plugged that into Facebook, and it happened like magic. And the people that turned up to the workshops are the perfect audience. Even the lookalike audience is the perfect match. At my half-day personal branding workshop, I sell a one-on-one program. With workshops filled from Facebook, I'm getting an 80% conversion rate. I spend $180 on Facebook ads, and that's turned into thousands. Yippee, that's awesome. I just love hearing those stories. I really, really do. And that really what makes me really passionate about what I'm doing. I've got Jake. Jake again, I've been working with Jake now for about a year. I've been running a PT business for 6.5 years. We have 22 locations in Queensland and Western Australia. We mostly use Facebook to bring in leads, and we've been working with Kerry for about 2 months now. So this is when I've been working with them for about 2 months, but it's a bit longer than that now. On Facebook, we promote a 4-week intro boot camp for just $47. Once people have bought, we upsell them to ongoing programs. Our continuity products bring in about $20,000 a week. Since we've been working with Kerry, we've been able to reduce our cost per lead down to just $3.50. We have a 33% conversion rate to a long-term client with a value of $1,000. That means that it now costs us just $10 to make 1,000. That also makes it easy to license our business model to other PTs. Without Facebook, I'd just be a typical PT trying to get my next client working a second job at night, okay? So I want to share with you now, you know how at the start of the webinar I said, listen, I want to share how I'm able to do this for you, okay? So I now hope you really do know the potential of what Facebook can do for you. I've given you a dozen different examples. Obviously, there's going to be a variation of success, but let me take a few moments to show you how to be successful in Facebook with my step-by-step Facebook Profits program, okay? Now, there are probably a lot of questions you have, so this is why I've put together this particular program. It's the exact system that I have shown you here today, but the exact system of what I wanted when I first started out on Facebook. So really what I've done is I've taken what works and everything that works, put it into a system that works, that I do time and time again with all my clients, and then I want to share this with you. Okay, so I have 3 different components in this particular training to take you through the process from really just starting out to advanced Facebook marketing strategies, and also with my help. So the first component is the Facebook Ad Secrets Remarketing training. Okay, so this particular training is made up of 7 training videos. Okay, they were done in webinars, but basically it's like you are looking over my shoulder and I'm teaching you step by step how to do that Facebook remarketing, how to set up those pixels, how to set up Facebook remarketing ads, how to actually do the research to work out what your goals are in the first place, and so on. Okay, now I know that everyone sort of learns in a different type of a different style, so what I've included in this is several different learning styles for you. So I have a 67-page training guide that goes alongside these training webinars, so you can flick through the guide, watch the webinars to really sink in what I'm actually saying and to learn this stuff. Okay, now I know there's some of you that like to jump in boots and all really quickly, so I do actually also have a quick start cheat sheet, okay, so that you can tick things off as you go along. Okay, a resource report. So my resource report is all the links and videos and things that it's like a massive big resource library of some of the places that I've learned some of the stuff from. You're probably not going to get through them all, but sometimes it's really good to just have that as a library, and I can direct you to which ones that you know should go and investigate as well. Now, if any of you guys are a little bit like me, okay, and you like to get out and exercise and run and things, I do have audios of the training as well. What I find how I do my best learning is I'll go in and I'll watch some training webinars and things, and then I'll listen back to the audio afterwards while I'm running, doing my marathon training. Okay, so the total value just of my Facebook Ad Secrets Remarketing training on its own is $1,995. Okay, the second component is how to make sales from Facebook without spending a cent program. Okay, now in this particular program I just cover all the latest tips and tricks to getting great, good quality free traffic on Facebook. So how to increase the reach of your organic posts, how to post to get your fans to sign up to your email list, really to build that email list up, the new rules of Facebook posting and how to use this to your advantage, and quick engagement and monetizing tips for Facebook in this particular component, which is valued at $497. The main component where I believe most of you are probably right now goes through how to create a profitable Facebook business from scratch. Okay, I'm going to say it's more of a beginners to intermediate course. So this is going to take you from where you are now with a Facebook business page probably, or social account, right through to, or newbie, right through to the start of the remarketing training. Okay, so in this particular training I have 6 training webinars, and they cover how to create and optimize your Facebook page, how to create like ads to build an audience, those proper like ads. So really good, focusing on the quality over the quantity and how to get that right. Okay, how to post on Facebook the right way for the best engagement, so that you can really start building the rapport and trust with the people that have already put their hands up to say that they're interested in what you do. Also, how to use Facebook to sell your products or services, including what images that you should use in your ads and what copy converts the best. You're looking over my shoulder and I'm setting up ad campaigns and showing you exactly how to do it. I have templates in there as well, and so that you can see exactly, use some of my templates to do your own ads. This particular training course is valued at over $1,997. Okay, you also get my 12 video set of my 3-day workshop that I did last October, on how to use Facebook to grow your business. Okay, you also get access to tickets to come to my workshop, which is on at the start of September, and I'll give you access to come along to that 3-day workshop as well. Okay, now in order for, there's a lot of information I'm giving you, but That's because I really want it to be a great program for you and for you to be as successful as possible. And that's why I'm also offering you a one-on-one strategy call with me, okay? So you'll get the nuts and bolts. Now I'll be able to give you, I guess, the big picture and give you the inside to get the biggest results for your business a lot quicker, okay? So the last thing I'm going to do is something really, really special. It's something I normally reserve for my high level clients, people who pay me over $17,000 or more. What I'm going to give you is 12 months of private mentoring from me as you implement. And this is as part of our exclusive private Facebook group, okay? So I'm in there. It's effectively like you've got me doing stuff for you, okay? Because I'm in there, I'm answering questions in there. As you go through the training, you're going to have questions, you go into the group and I can answer it. But I'm not just the only person in there. I've got SEO experts in there, I've got copywriting experts, I've got web designers, I've got my clients that are being really, really successful in there, helping and answering questions as well, okay? So you have a massive resource and a lot of support inside this group as well. So just to wrap everything up, it's my Facebook Ad Secrets Remarketing training, which is valued at $1,995. The How to Make Sales from Facebook Without Spending a Cent program for $497. How to Create a Profitable Facebook Business from Scratch beginners course valued at $1,997. One-on-one strategy session with me at $997. A 12-month private mentoring, which really seriously is priceless, okay? And of course, that 12 video set on how to use Facebook to grow your business, valued at $997. And although I haven't got it in here, but you also get those 2 tickets to my 3-day workshop, which is coming up in September, okay? So the total value of all that is $6,483. And at that price, it's incredible value. I know you'll easily recoup the value in the increased traffic, conversions, and sales you'll make from what you'll learn in the program. But I have something really, really special for you that's going to give you massive discount on that price. You see, I need to ask you a favor. I'm on a mission to be the go-to person for Facebook remarketing in the world. I'm already getting heaps of speaking gigs and I have overseas clients, but I need heaps of case studies. So really, it's a win-win, okay? So I want to give you access to the entire program for only 4 payments of $297. Now, here is the link to get access to that, and I'm going to also pop that in the chat box, okay? See, what I want to do is I want to be able to use your success as my case study, but only if you love my course. I want to get testimonials as well. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop it in there. You should be able to get access to that in a second. There we go. Yes. Right, so it's in the chat box there now for those that would like access to that, okay? If you do decide that you want to pay up front, I will give you further discount. So you can get access to the program for $997. So you do actually get that discount, okay? So that's the link right there. Now, I popped it in the chat box, but the one last thing that I'd like to do for you to really make it special and there to really be no excuses is I know for many of you, this is the first time you've met me. You may be a little unsure about doing business with someone you've just met, and even if it is such an amazing offer. So here's what I'll do for you. I'll include a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. That means that over the next 30 days, you can look through the videos, read the guide, use the checklists, even do the strategy call with me and ask me as many questions as you want in the private mentoring group. If at the end of the 30 days you decide the program is not for you for any reason, then I'll refund you in full, no questions asked. I really simply can't make it more risk-free than that. And what I'll do as my way of saying, sorry for wasting your time, I'll let you keep the How to Use Facebook to Grow Your Business 12 video set. Like I said, is my sorry for wasting your time, okay? Now, I also love to work with action takers. I'm an action taker. I love to work with action takers because I believe these are people who are keen, I guess they have a track record and are really keen to make things happen. So I have a track record to prove that I'm an action taker. So I want to do something extra special for you action takers out there. Now, if you join before the end of the webinar, now I'm going to take questions after the webinar, so you have a little bit of time, but if you join before the end of the webinar, I'm going to build your Facebook marketing for you. So let me go into detail on what I'll do. I will build or optimize your existing Facebook page and graphics. I will create your like ads and set up your like ad campaign, including your graphics as well. So, and set that up inside Facebook. I'll create your conversion ads, so the ads that drive people to your website, and set up your ad campaign. I'll create your remarketing ads and set up your remarketing ad campaign so that you don't need to worry about that. Create and load all the necessary Facebook pixels onto your website as well, and then hand it back to you with training on how to manage it. So effectively, I am setting up all the hard stuff for you, and then you have the training just to switch those ads off, switch them on, and continue your Facebook marketing, okay? Now, I charge over $4,000 for this service, okay? So if you join before the end of the webinar, I will give you this action takers bonus. I will set up your Facebook marketing for you, okay? I want to share with you some people that joined. We've got Lucy. So Lucy's on the Sunshine Coast. She actually has been doing some training with a big name American internet marketers. Won't name any names because you recognize who they are. But Lucy said that by comparison, she says, I love how Kerry has taken a complex subject and made it easy to follow and implement. Now, here's a recent update from Lucy. Lucy's just made $30,000 income from Facebook. Hi, Kerry. Just wanted to let you know of my successes in the last month since getting your help with my Facebook marketing. I've been making 2 to 3 sales a month of my $3,000 product consistently. Then last month, I did a special promotion and made $30,000. Next step for me is to take my program to the US. Thank you so much for your help. So really, really happy about that. We had Julie. She said since she's had an increase in website traffic, since starting Facebook remarketing training only a few weeks ago, Julie has 6 to 9 times increase in traffic to her website. And Annette works actually for small to medium enterprises, and she has an electrical client or an electrician client of hers has increased traffic, slashed cost, and gotten 7 new client calls in just 6 days. At 50 cents per website visitor, it's costing way less than Google AdWords. And a mortgage broker client who's used remarketing to really double his page likes in 8 weeks, and it's generating new business as well. So you can get started today for just $997 or $297 today, and then 3 monthly payments after that. So I will put the link back in the chat box, and we're going to open up to questions. Okay, so let me just pop that back in there for those that may have missed it. There it is. And let's see. I'll leave that page open as well. And we've got lots of questions coming through. So what I'm going to do, if I miss your question, can you please type it in again? Because they do go back a little way. Right, so do you need certain amount of website traffic to qualify to use Facebook remarketing? Yes, you do need over 20 people. So 20 people in your website audience, and then you can start remarketing to them. What you'll find though, is Facebook actually, when you go and load the ad, will probably say, oh, it's too, not enough people. But if you've got over 20, it does actually qualify, and you can actually run that ad. It will just say that it's the target audience is too low, but the ad will run. What budget is needed for us to have you set up a basic marketing program for a month to get us started on the path? Suzanne, I think I answered that question for you. If you are talking about budget on Facebook, some people I would suggest start at around about $5 a day Facebook ad spend. This would be the minimum amount, but of course it depends how quickly you want results on how much money you really need to spend. So hope that helps, answers that. How do you have the time to manage other people's Facebook marketing? Are you page admin for all your clients? Yes, I do. I am, because I run Facebook ads for my clients. I do have to be their admin on their page. I have hundreds of pages that I'm admin on at the moment, and I have people here in Australia who work for me as well to help me be able to do this. So I have trained people to do this, and I have staff right here in Australia who come and help me help you guys. So can you capture people who visit your website with the pixel if you have not sent them there with an ad? If they found you on Google? Yes. So the idea of the cool thing about Facebook remarketing or the Facebook pixel is if they have a Facebook account, it just basically it tracks them, and so it doesn't matter where they come from. They don't even need to be logged into Facebook. You don't need to have run an ad to get them there. You can track that website visitor as soon as they log back into Facebook. If you set it up correctly, you can start running ads to those people. So no, they don't need to have come from an ad. They can have come from Google. How long one-on-one session lasts? They're up to 60 minutes I spend with people on a strategy call. So plenty of time to absolutely cover everything and get to really get to know your business. Awesome, Susie. Looking forward to having you on board. Thank you very much. And you too, John. Looking forward to helping you. Thank you. A couple of people that have already gone through to the link. Yes, the 4 payments are at monthly intervals. So we process the 297 tonight, and you go straight through and get access straight away to log into the members area. You go through the information. We'll send out an email with that, letting you know all the details on what you have to do. But then the following month, the next one gets processed and so on. So they are monthly intervals. I really guys, I am, you might have understood by this webinar, I am so damn passionate about Facebook marketing and really helping businesses do this properly. I absolutely am fed up with seeing people being ripped off by people doing this wrong, okay? Or ripped off by themselves doing it wrong. So hence the reason I've tried to make this as absolutely a no-brainer for you guys to be able to do it right, okay? And, like I said, it's a win-win situation because you guys successful, I can use you as case studies. That grows my profile as well. Thank you, Hal. Don't even have a landing page for my website yet. Listen, there's a couple of different things you can do with that. If you don't currently have a landing page and you want to build a list, you can use Facebook lead ads, okay? They're a new type of ad inside Facebook that means you don't have to have a landing page. One of my suggestions, though, is that you do look into getting one built or getting one set up really to build that list, okay? It's so important. Time and time again, if people have a list, we can really, really help them grow their business way larger once they actually already have a list. There's lots of different types of software that you can buy that can get those landing pages built, by drag and drop. So it doesn't need to be hugely sophisticated or expensive to get a landing page on your website. Okay, can this be used for affiliate sites as I don't have my own product? I have quite a few people that do affiliate sales. My suggestion, though, is that you still build a list. Build a list related around the affiliate stuff that you're selling. The other thing with driving ads straight to an affiliate site, and that's where it's really handy to be in the group so I can answer your questions, but also have that strategy call with me, is that we need to look at those landing pages that you're promoting those affiliate sites from. Because some of them will not comply with Facebook. And if they don't comply with Facebook, then you can have your ad account banned, okay? So really, really good to be actually, if you're going to use these ads for affiliate products, really good to be in a group where we can actually educate you so that you do it the right way, okay? I do have quite a few clients that do just sell affiliate products. I've done it myself as well. So important that you do that right so that you don't end up with your account being closed down, okay? I don't even have a landing page where I'm still struggling to get the right contents for it. Listen, Again, that's probably a one-on-one conversation with me if you do decide to take us up on that offer. Yes, so is this program suitable for people who are just starting a business? In fact, it is actually perfect. So that How to Build a Profitable Facebook Business from Scratch beginner's course, the very first video in that is researching a business idea, okay? That particular course, and even if you have a business and you're just starting out, it's really good to go back through and do that component of it, okay? Because we show you some really, really good research tools for if you're just starting out and you're looking at a niche or a business, or if you've currently got a business, but you want to really identify who the competition is for that business. If you really want to identify, a niche it right down to get bigger results as well. So perfect for that. And that's why I built in that component. Initially, this course was just solely remarketing. And then I had a lot of people come to me and say, no, we need the step beforehand, which is how to build a profitable Facebook business from scratch. Yes, most definitely. Can this be targeted to overseas audiences, e.g. the USA? Most definitely. I do a lot of advertising in the US. I'm just about to, actually one of the guys that's in the Facebook group does sort of what I do in the US, or manages Facebook advertising for businesses in the US. We've partnered up, and he's in the Facebook group as well, answering a whole heap of questions on the US buyers and the difference between advertising to the US. And in fact, I'm bringing him out to Australia beginning of next year as well. Okay. Okay, excellent. Greg, I won't read yours out, but sounds fantastic, kind of. Look forward to having you on board, Greg, and really helping you. Thank you. I'm really a little back with technologically. Where do you find the Facebook pixel? Is this an easy thing to put on your web page? Yes, it is. Listen, you can go on the back end of Facebook. You can go into tools, and inside tools, there's Facebook pixel. You can grab that pixel code and put it on your website. If it's a WordPress site, then you need to get a plugin, like a page per head plugin. If it's another type of website, then they might have plugins and things like that as well. So listen, I'm not majorly technological as well. I have people help me out with the technical side of things. Yes, I have learned to do it, but I prefer to get other people to do it for me, because I honestly find that my time is best served at doing what I do really, really well, okay, and that is marketing, okay, and helping my clients with Facebook advertising, being creative. That's my thing, okay, and research and learning and doing that sort of thing. I don't want to be bogged down with trying to do any kind of the technical stuff. It's a waste of my time. And I would also just suggest it with you guys. If you're going to go ahead and try and build websites and things for yourself, think about how many man hours you put into it. Okay, best to get someone to do half the stuff for you, but good to learn it, as in the technical side, and definitely good to learn this Facebook marketing, but even better when I set it up for you. Will this link work tomorrow, or can I email you to get the offer? I have to discuss this owner of practice. Yeah, listen, what I would usually say with that is make the first payment, and if they say no, it's just you get the action takers bonus tonight, and I really have to stay true with that. But I do, if it doesn't work out, I can refund. Like I said, it's the 30-day money back offer on that one as well. Okay, Manov, please read my question. I thought I had read your question, so I will check. Okay, impressed with your webinar. Thank you. Well done. I'm in the wedding industry and in a very quiet time of the year for bookings, so I'm not in the position. Okay, sorry to hear that, Lisa. Really, really love to help help you. In fact, I've actually got someone in the group who's a wedding photographer, and he's actually doing really, really well with his Facebook ads at the moment. I think he ran a campaign recently and got, I think, seven bookings out of it, which is pretty good. Oh, thanks for answering. Excellent. Yeah. Thanks, Greg. I love your passion. I hope it rubs off on me. My name is Greg. Thank you. I actually, this passion does rub off on people. I just absolutely love what I do, and I love helping people do this stuff as well. Right, so I'm just struggling with the right contents. Okay, not sure what you mean there, Manav. You might want to reword that one. Okay, thanks, Lynette. Thanks. Great to have you on board. No doubt we'll be seeing you soon. It's actually, at the moment, it's Australian dollars, so it's 997 Aussie dollars. I am converting my whole business over to US dollars. When I was over in the US last month running the Boston Marathon, I made quite a few US contacts. I've been in the US now, helping people in the US for the last couple of years, but especially over the last year. Having gone to the world's largest social media conference over there, made my contacts and things like that. So a lot of my business will be conducted in the US and will be soon to be US dollars. So it's actually a really, really great price at Aussie dollars right now. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Greg. Okay. Wow. Yeah, could be a good test case there, Greg. Am I helping any businesses in the rubbish industry? Not at this present point in time. I have a whole heap of different businesses in all different industries. I actually had a business that was selling paper bags at one stage. What are some of the other sort of more, I'm going to say, almost different types of businesses? They might come to me as we keep talking, but I do basically, the system works pretty much for any industry. Hey, thanks, Ken. I'm looking forward to it. Really excited. Yay! Looking forward to seeing you in the group. Like I said, when you do sign up, you actually get access to the program straight away, and I send you out an email with directions on what you to do. But one of the things that I strongly suggest you do is you start on the How to Build a Profitable Facebook Business from Scratch video 1 in that component, okay, and go through that. Yes, you can. Okay, there are 2 main partners in our business. Can the other partner have access to the Facebook group also to make it easier? Absolutely. So if you have a personal assistant or a business partner, you can get access to both of you, get access to the program, and you can also have access to the Facebook group. Just email me and say, hey, this is my business partner's name as well, just so that I can keep an eye out for them, okay? But when you do sign up, you will get a link to access to click on that, and then I have to approve you into the group. Like I said, if you have got a business partner or a personal assistant or something that you want in the group, just let me know by email. Excellent. Good. Thanks, Greg. I'm glad to have got you, and you sound like you rock as well. So thanks a lot. Awesome, guys. I think we've come to almost the end of the questions at the moment. So like I said, get started today. It's either 997 Australian dollars right now or 4 payments of 297. So you just pay 297 tonight, and then it's 3 monthly payments after that. I'll put the link back in the chat box for you. Hold on a second. Just get in that. I think everyone's pretty much got it right now. And like I said, you get that action takers bonus. Let me just run through it quickly again, and then so if you've got any more questions, just start thinking about them. But you get that Facebook Ad Secrets Remarketing training. You get the How to Make Sales from Facebook Without Spending a Cent program. You get How to Create a Profitable Facebook Business from Scratch, and that's the beginner's course. The ones that have signed up right now, I suggest you just, after this webinar, go on and watch that first video, okay? And it really will get your creative juices flowing as well. One-on-one strategy session with me, 12 months of private mentoring in my group, which I said it seriously is priceless. the 12 video set on how to use Facebook to grow your business, plus the tickets to my 3-day workshop, and of course the action takers bonus. I've actually only got 4,000 in there. I actually charge 5,000 for that right now. Okay, so I have put my prices up, so I need to adjust this, but that's what it would be if you were just to get that component alone. Total value $10,483. Start today for just $997 AUD or $297 tonight, and 3 payments. Okay, so let's see whether there's any more questions. You know, I can talk and talk. I can talk 3 days about this stuff. Excellent. Looking forward to working with you too, Suzanne. Thank you so much. Excellent. Excellent, Jocelyn. I look forward to helping you. And yes, it's funny you should say that. Jocelyn said, I thought Facebook was useless, but I was just doing it wrong. Absolutely. And that's what I see time and time again, is the same message coming through. And, you know, and that's one of my goals here tonight. If I've educated you to be able to do this the right way, then I have done the job tonight. Okay. So it looks like we are at the end of our questions, and it is 9 o'clock. So thank you so much for attending the webinar. I really look forward to working with many of you. Okay, I've just got another question here. I'm currently doing a get quote campaign. Do you like this idea at all? Get a quote. Okay. If you're running an ad, and again, it's if you're running an ad to ask people or to get, you know, do you want a quote for XYZ? I don't think that's the most effective way to run an ad, to be honest. I think you could probably be a little bit more creative than that. And I'm assuming, Lisa, you said you're in the wedding industry, I believe. There's a whole heap of things that you can do in the wedding industry. It might be running some type of, you know, a contest to win something, and then you phone up, they leave your phone number and whatever else, and then you call them up and you sell them over the phone after that, or something like that. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. But, you know, if you're finding that get a quote type of campaign is not working, well, I wouldn't be surprised. If it is working, fantastic. Love to be proven wrong there, but it's not something that I would do. I'd probably be a little bit more creative. Cool. Any more questions before I get going? Your last chance to get the action takers bonus. Okay. Rightio. Elisa, it's actually Kerry, by the way. You keep saying Julie. I'm sure there's a reason for that, but that's all cool. I've been called stranger things. Yeah, that's all cool. Excellent. Thank you so much. And I look forward to working with a lot of you guys over the next 12 months. Awesome. And have a good evening.